In this lesson, we'll talk about growth and decay. This is a very important equation. We use this quite often in finances and determining how much a loan will cost for you and how much interest you'll be paying. As we look at our equation, we have y equals a times 1 plus r to the power of x. Notice 1 plus r is in parentheses. Our a is our initial value. Our r is our growth and decay. It should be noted if we have growth, then r is positive. If we have decay, then r is negative. And x is the number of intervals that have passed. So whatever we're measuring in, how long, or how many of those have passed. So we're looking at years, and we said 1 decade has passed, then we would put our x as 10 years. So we look at our first example. We buy a house for $130,000. It appreciates, meaning goes up by 6% per year. How much is it worth in 10 years? So our growth rate is 6%. And if we want to put that in a decimal, this will be 0.06. Remember, we'll divide 6% by 100 to get to a decimal. And so we find how much it's worth in 10 years by using our equation y equals 1,300,000 times 1 plus 0.06 to the power of x. First, to find the value in 10 years, we're going to replace x with 10. Giving me 232,810. And so we can see how much it grows in 10 years. We can predict our house to be worth around $2,300,000. For our next example, we'll look at a population of 100 frogs decrease at an annual rate of 22%. How many frogs will there be in 5 years? So we'll look at a few. Our rate of decay is at 22%, and again we can divide by 100 to get our decimal, or 0.22. What is the percentage of frogs left over after 1 year? We'll have 78%. Okay, and so I would be careful on how they ask you that. You'll see this several times trying to trick you. So our equation is y equals 100, our starting point, times 1 minus 0.22 to the power of x. And so to find out how many we'll have in 5 years, we're going to change our x to 5. This is going to give me a value of 28.8. Now, we can't have 0.8 of a frog jumping around, so what we're going to do is truncate or cut off the decimal and just have a 28. Okay, and it usually will round down depending on what we're talking about. And the reason for it is once that 29th frog dies, then we're only counting 28. Sometimes, depending on our problem and our data, what we're looking at, we may round up, we may give a range, but in this case we're going to round down.